This is my indie feature film review of Zombucha, written by Emma Leonard, who also stars in the film, and directed by Claudia Zini. And the film co-stars Ryan O'Kane and the two-player pair called Maddie and Leo. And they are essentially a married couple who are going through quite a lot of trials and tribulations in their relationship right now. They're having therapy, and we meet them at the beginning of the film. Maddie works as a visual makeup artist on a film set, and Leo works in marketing in a very sort of vibrant, new agey type office. And unfortunately, both of them end up losing their jobs simultaneously for separate reasons. And they find themselves in a bit of a sticky pit. And this zero income household they suddenly have sort of frees them up to explore ideas and ideas that they might be able to sort of grow as a pairing, because they also plan to have a child. And this, being on the cusp of parenthood and thinking about that, is a strong emotional core for the film, and it really, really works. But as the name suggests, Zombucha, it's to do with the drink kombucha and a sort of zombie sci-fi twist. So this is an Aussie sci-fi comedy. And if you're a fan of films basically by Edgar Wright, if you like his sort of sci-fi comedies like Shaun of the Dead, even The World's End, stuff like that, then this is in that wheelhouse, but with a more modern, fresh kind of take. It has its own style, but it's definitely a descendant of that type of movie. And the crux of the sort of story after that becomes that they find this SCOBY, and which, by the way, just to open it, I don't know much about kombucha. I had to Google a fair bit about it. But yeah, SCOBY, this sort of life system that can create these drinks, and they sort of start to use that to create their own batch of kombucha, which they call Thirsty Virgin, which is an incredible name for a drink, Thirsty Virgin. They then start selling this drink, and it becomes quite popular. But alas, as the name suggests, things are going to take a sort of zombie turn. Now, one thing with this movie is it is incredibly fast-paced. It does not allow you to sort of just sit and mull. There's gag after gag, scene after scene, and if you're not into that vibe, I don't think it's going to be necessarily the most enjoyable experience for you. But what I would say is, with comedy, there is a need to keep things moving. I think you can't dwell, and they do really well to create laughs very, very regularly. The other aspect that they do really well is the emotional side of things. There's a lot of pathos there. This central relationship is explored really well, and there are scenes that are genuinely moving, and I think that is very hard to do. It could have been very easily to just go, let's make a thing where there's a drink and it turns people into zombies. And that actually aspect is only a very small part of the movie. A lot of it is more about them and the sort of hijinks they get up to, the crazy scenes that happen. And I'm trying not to sort of spoil too much of that. So yeah, they do really well to balance that, especially when it does have that slightly kooky edge. It's quite bonkers at times, and things are happening and you go, whoa. Some of the side characters that come in, I think, are a little bit too eccentric. There's this character of Kai, and he has these forefathers that all kind of, again, I don't want to spoil it because maybe you enjoy that, but for me, that felt a little bit going a bit too far into the weird. But overall, it works, and the ensemble's great. It's a largely female-made movie, I believe, and I think that's great. It certainly takes a different sort of spin on it, and I think the character of Maddie in particular, the sort of relationship issues she's having and the dilemma of becoming maybe a mother, weighing quite heavily on her, I think that's explored really, really well. It's one of those movies that took me completely by surprise. I didn't really know what to expect. I'd read one review, and that review actually was quite spot on. And the feeling that you're going to go into the movie with, hopefully, is that you're on board for it being a bit weird, as I said, fast-paced, but allowing yourself to go with it, because actually the payoff with the central characters is really powerful, and the end, the final sort of 10 minutes is really, really good, really well filmed. Actually, there's quite a lot of good visual moments in the movie. The soundtrack is absolutely banging. Incredible music. I was really, really impressed, and I always look out for that in movies. The performances are very strong, actually, across the board. Even her friends, she's got a couple of mates that she hangs out with. They're really sort of wild and sort of doing certain things. There's a line in the movie, and I open my written review about it, where Kai asks Maddie, "Would you like some carrot juice?" And it's like chocolate without the evil. And that is such a good line. So yeah, it's called Zombucha. Let me check, see what we've got in terms of where you can find out more about it. So I think it has an Instagram, at Zombucha Movie. We'll tag it and everything like we normally do. I think it's playing at Rain Dance next week, or whenever Rain Dance is. Where are we now? No, I think it's a couple of weeks. So yeah, if you can get tickets, then go see it and let me know what you thought. I'm not sure if I'm going to be there this year, but yeah, Zombucha, refreshing.